Okay, you guys. So I have taken a deep dive into researching ironweed, and it has not been easy. I'm going to tell you guys that. But I'm going to let you know what I got. So out of 15 books, this is the only one that had anything about ironweed in it. So this is like a lost sacred knowledge. So for those who may not know, the Cherokee are the indigenous people to East Tennessee, Southern Appalachia, and the Plains. And they were removed to Oklahoma during Andrew Jackson's Trail of Tears and that whole freaking catastrophe. So this is actually a Master of Science thesis written by William H. Banks, who went to the University of Tennessee. He went to go stay with the Cherokee in Cherokee, North Carolina on the reservations for 3 months while interviewing the elders of the 1950s, okay, on their plant medicine. So these people are dead and gone. These were the elders of 75 years ago. So everything I've read is pretty much saying we need the leaves and the roots of this plant. And here it says a tea is taken for the female monthly period, and it doesn't really specify, so I'm assuming it's leaves, possibly flowers. I've not seen any use on the flowers. But from there on, it is the root. A root tea will relieve the pains following childbirth. The bruised roots of this and helenium steeped in warm water given to women immediately after birth prevents menstruation for 2 years. Then she menstruates once she is ready to conceive her next child. Is that not crazy? That's so crazy. The roots of ironweed and Joe Pye weed are used in a tea for the kidneys. A root tea is held in the mouth for loose teeth to harden the gums. A tea is made by steeping a large knot of the root in warm water. This tea is drunk for stomach ulcers or hemorrhages of the stomach. Okay, so then I looked at the botanical name in my National Geographic, and what it did is it gave me a different species in South Africa. Like, so it's of the family Astrazeaceae, and then we're in the genus Vernonia, and now we're down into the different species. And so the species they have over there is bitter leaf, also known as Vernonia amygdalina. And so what happened is at a zoo, they noticed one of the chimpanzees was not feeling good and got sick, and he started eating the bitter leaf plant, and it was not of his regular diet. So it's like this animal instinctively knew that it needed this plant, and what the chimpanzee did was picked off all the leaves and tore off the bark and sucked all the juice from the plant, and it got better. So what they did is they tested the stool from before the chimp ate it and then after the chimp ate it, and what they come to find out is it had parasites, but the bitter leaf had killed them. And the parts of this plant that's used are the leaves, twigs, and the roots. Now, here with the breast cancer and brain cancer research, it doesn't really tell us what they did. I can't find the published study on it, at least thus far. I don't know. It just said the plant. So I'm not sure if they use leaves, twigs, stems, what exactly they use. And this study was done like in 2017, and they were given extra money, and we've not really heard anything since. But now back over here to bitter leaf, ironweed's cousin, so to speak. When they noticed this, the chimp got better. Of course, they isolated the compounds and have said that it has anti-parasitic, anti-tumor, and antibacterial properties. And so from my notes where I've been reading on the internet, I've got breast and brain cancer, cleanses the blood, can be used for malaria because malaria infects red blood cells, and it can kill that and detoxify that. It's a woman's herb, used for basically any menstrual cycle issue. And the roots are used for loose teeth, hemorrhaging, stomach ulcers, and bleeding. And then, of course, we went over what the Cherokee said. So I have found nothing on the flower, but it interests me because of this beautiful purple color that this flower has. We know these things are packed with anthocyanins, which we've got study after study after study telling us anthocyanins kill cancer. So what I am actually doing is I am going to the Cherokee Fall Festival this Saturday in Tellico Plains. So maybe there'll be somebody there that can talk to me about ironweed. I'm also wanting to ask one of the Cherokee about poke root because that's something else I've been delving into. And I actually got this from the Medicine Man shop over in Cherokee, North Carolina. So if I can't get the answers at the Fall Festival, then that just gives me a reason to head over the mountain into Cherokee and see if I can get it at the Medicine Man shop. So I'm honestly thinking about doing a whole plant tincture extract, from this. And then I'll probably dry some of the leaves and the roots. I'm going to dig up a root on one of them. And then even, you can try to get the inner bark and dry that out for teas because that's really, how we have record of it being used.